In today's video, I'm going to show you how to create vector images here in Google Slides. But first, what is a vector image? Vector images are made up of paths defined by mathematical equations. These paths can be lines, curves, shapes, or polygons. On the other hand, a raster image, also known as a bitmap, is composed of a grid of individual pixels, each with its own color value. Here I have one example for each. On your left side, we have your vector image, and on the right side, you have your raster image. Vector images are usually created ideal for logos, icons, and other designs that require crisp lines and shapes. One of the main advantages of vector images is its scalability. They can be resized infinitely without any loss of quality. Compared to our raster images on the right, like your JPEGs and your PNGs, once you stretch these images, they lose their quality, they become blurry and pixelated. So let's say if I zoom in, you'll see it's already blurry and some parts are already pixelated. So those are the advantages of using vector images, and for this example, I'm going to try and create a vector image that I will be using for my logo later on. So let's get started. I'm going to do the same principle that I've done in this example. I'm going to create a vector image based on another raster image. So you can start with a blank slide right here, and in this slide right here, we're going to insert the image that we're going to use to create our vector image. You can go to Insert and select Image. You can have it uploaded from your computer, search the web, or from the GIFs and stickers section. For this one, I went to Search the Web and just typed in puppy. I found the image that I want to use. I'm just going to click on it, then click on Insert at the bottom right. And here is my image. I'm going to reposition it, and I'm going to crop it as well to make it easier for me to focus on the image or the part of the image that I just want to outline. So let me just go ahead and crop this. There we go. And reposition it. We can also resize it to make it easier for us to outline. And there it is. Now to outline our image right here, we're going to be using the polyline tool here in our toolbar. So if you can't see it, all you have to do is to go to this arrow down and select line. Once you click on that, here are the different type of lines that you can use, but we're going to be using polyline in between the curve and the scribble. If you click on it, there it is. Now we can just zoom in into our image to make it easier for us to outline its head. So again, we are going to be using the head to create a vector image right here. And I'm going to start with the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. These are the parts that are at the forefront of our vector image. In the background will be the head and the ears. So let's start with our eyes. Zoom in by pressing Ctrl and then scrolling forward with your mouse. The way polyline works is you're creating a group of lines that are connected together. So it's basically connecting the dots. Every time you click, you're creating a dot to connect these lines together. So I've created my first dot right there, and you'll see this blue line that's following my cursor that if I click again, there's my other dot. Those two dots are already connected and thus created my line. So if I zoom in some more, you'll see it right here. I'm going to create another line with another dot. So if I click on it, there's my other dot, and those are two lines already. So we're going to do that and create a shape around it. Once we're done and we've connected all of our dots right here to create this other shape. So once you've made a connection with the first dot and the last one, you will create a shape like so. And there you have it. Now what's great about the polyline is when you double click on it, you'll see all the dots that I've created to make this shape right here. And you can adjust these dots right here. So if you see, my cursor changes when it hovers over the dots. That means I can adjust it to where I want it to be. So if you made a mistake, that's okay. You can simply reposition it to where you want it to be to reshape the shape that you've already created that outlines our image right here. And there you have it. Now, if you're not sure if you've really outlined or you've made some mistakes, what you can do is to click on that shape, go to fill color, and make it transparent. And you'll see that in the background, you have your eye, which you've just outlined. And I think that's good enough, so I'm just going to put it back to white so I don't forget about it later. So that's the first eye. Let's move on to the second eye. Make sure that you select polyline, and you'll know that it's on polyline if your cursor changes into a plus sign. So let's go ahead and start our first line by clicking, release, and just clicking. So I'm not holding on to that click, I'm releasing it. So I'm just going to click, click, click around that image to create that shape, outlining the edges of your image. So again, don't worry if you make a mistake. We can easily adjust that by just double clicking on it once it's done. By the way, if you double click on this without connecting it to the edge or to the beginning of your shape, it will just create a line. For example, if I just do this and double click, you'll see that it just created a line right there. So now we've done our two eyes. Let's move on to the nose, and we're just going to do the same thing. Again, once you've created that shape, if you've made a mistake, double click on it and you'll see all the dots that you can readjust to make your shape perfect. So we've done our eyes and our nose. If we zoom into our mouth, again, just go to polyline, outline that shape by just clicking around the edges of our image right here. And there it is. And you can just go ahead and create the rest. What I'm going to try and do is the head right here, then the spot, then the ears. And once you've outlined everything, I have the head right here, one of the spots, our two ears, and our entire face. So if I go ahead and delete the image in the background, we have our vector image. Now we're just going to make adjustments to make it more polished. So you can just go ahead and zoom in. And again, because this is a polyline, we can just double click on it and realign some of these dots. Again, hover over those dots and you can just easily reposition them to where you want them to be. And once you're done, it's time to fill in some color. What we're going to do is to start with the eyes. In our vector image right here, we have black eyes and black nose, and same with the mouth. So just select those shapes that you've created with the polyline. You can do this by holding on to the Shift button on your keyboard. Then just click on those elements that you want to select. So we've chosen the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Now go to Fill Color and select the color that you want for those shapes. And there it is. For this head right here, we're going to select one of our colors right here. Then for our spot, it would be a light orange. Then for our ears would be just orange. And to remove the border color for each of our shapes, just select everything, go to border color, and select transparent. So again, if there are some adjustments that you want to do, like for this one right here, I can see some white lines. Again, I can just double click on my shape, which I've created with a polyline, and adjust it to hide those imperfections. And there you have it. We've successfully created a vector image by using the polyline in outlining another image. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, do leave a like and subscribe for more helpful videos. See you on the next one.